If you know what polyrhythms are, this video is just a quick overview of the features available in Polyrhythm Explorer to help you explore polyrhythms. So you set the two rhythms that you want to work on by choosing them with these buttons down here. And if you want to hide one of the rhythms, which also mutes it in playback, you just tap on the I button. And you can quickly switch the rates around by tapping on the arrows in the middle. Once you have a polyrhythm, you can lay it out in different ways. By default, it's laid out with a focus on rhythm A, which puts the pulses of rhythm A down the left-hand side and the subdivisions across the screen. You can also focus on rhythm B, which puts the pulses of rhythm B down the side and the subdivisions across the screen. You'll notice this says one triplet here. You can change the column numbering by tapping on the numbers and choosing count, which will label all the markers 1 through however many there are. Or you can choose A spacing, which counts the number of markers between each pulse of rhythm A. Or B spacing, which counts the number of markers between each pulse in rhythm B. Or focused, which shows a nice way of counting the subdivisions based on whichever rhythm is in focus. You can also get to the column numbering options by tapping on the menu button. This is just the same as tapping on the column numbers. In this menu, you will find the option to hide subdivisions, and when they're hidden, you won't hear them, so you will hear the polyrhythm played without the grid. Also in here, you can choose the sounds. And you can change the volumes of those sounds. You have the option to voice count rhythm A or rhythm B. While it's playing, we can choose a voice count option here.
3, 1, 2,
this is voice counting rhythm A, and this is voice counting rhythm B.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Finally, you can set the colors in here, and you can choose a light or dark mode, and you can choose colors for the circle and square. If you want to use this for instructional videos, you might want to hide the controls. You can do that with this button. And in this mode, tapping anywhere on the grid will play back. And finally, if you own Polynome and you want to do more things with the polyrhythm, you can share to Polynome. This will open it in Polynome with the same sounds and the same polyrhythm. And then you can do things like create polynome trainers and polynome ranges. You can also export a Polyrhythm Explorer file, which you can use to send to somebody else who has this app, or you could save it to your files and open it later in Polyrhythm Explorer. So that's Polyrhythm Explorer. I hope you enjoy the app, and I hope it helps you to get comfortable with polyrhythms.